ready to get started? So I'm going to start like we did last semester, where it was mostly in the chair, and then we progressed to more standing, even though I know you could do more.
That's fine.
All right, so we're going to start by sitting all the way back in our chairs. Knees aligned with the hips. You can rest your hands on your thighs or your knees, but sit up nice and tall. So maybe draw in through the abdomen, taking your belly button towards your spine. Lower your gaze or close your eyes altogether. And we'll start with a Durga breath, which is a 3-part breath. So you inhale and expand through the abdomen, the ribs, the collarbones, and then on the exhale, you draw everything to heart center. So working with your own breath, we take these moments at the beginning of practice to transition from our day. Breath in, breath out. This first quote I'm going to share with you is from Buddha. Our own worst enemy cannot harm us as much as our unwise thoughts. No one can help us as much as our own compassionate thoughts. Take an opportunity to set an intention for your practice. It could be a short prayer. It could be an affirmation. I am strong. I am smart. And now we'll transition to a box breath. So breathe in to your own count. It could be, 4, 5. And then hold the breath in for that same count. Exhale that same number. And then hold the breath out that same number. So hence the box shape. We'll keep the eyes closed for a few more moments, but we'll start our physical practice. Take an inhale. On the exhale, turn your chin to your right shoulder. Pause there. Inhale. Exhale. We inhale. On the exhale, we pass through center and then take your chin over to your left shoulder. Take a breath. We inhale, exhale over to the right. Take a breath. Over to the left. Over to the right. Back to the left. back to center. We inhale. On the exhale, take your right ear down to your right shoulder. Take a breath. We take the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathe. Over to the right. Over to the left. Over to the right. Over to the left. Back to center. We inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, roll them back. 2 more. We blink the eyes open. We inhale, sweep the arms overhead, press the palms together, and draw the hands to the heart on the exhale. 2 more. Inhale, sweep up, maybe look up. Exhale, hands to the chest. Inhale. Exhale. We come back to center, and if you'd like to challenge your core a little bit more, you can slide to the edge of your chair. We're going to take the arms wide, so this is goddess arms. So we're going to inhale, take the elbows back, chest and gaze up. Exhale, draw the elbows and palms together, round through the upper back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to add on to this. So we're going to inhale again, open the elbows. Exhale, lower the right arm, take the left arm overhead. And now we side bend to the right. We come back to center with the hands in prayer at the chest. We open to our goddess arms. We inhale, open up, look up. Exhale, lower the left arm, right arm reaches up. And then we side bend over to the left. We come back through center. Again, hands at prayer in front of the chest. We're going to inhale, take the arms wide. Exhale, take them overhead. And now lower your left hand to your right knee. Sweep your right arm back behind. Maybe look at your right thumb. We unwind from the twist, spreading the arms out wide. We inhale the arms overhead. We exhale, twist left. Right hand to left knee, reach the left arm back. We come back through center, sweeping both arms overhead. We lower the hands through prayer. So we're going to come into a chair pose. So we're going to lower the hands to either side of your chair. And we're going to inhale, sweep the arms, lift up off the chair, and then exhale, sit back down. We're going to try 10 of these. 2. 3. You want to stay low in your chair. 4. So this is a strengthening activity. 5. 6. gonna take the right leg, draw it in towards your chest, grab a hold and draw it in further. Circle the ankle. Other direction. From here, we're going to come into a hip opener. So we're going to take the right foot over the left leg. So your foot and ankle are free or to the outside of your left thigh. And then very gently, a little bit of compression down towards the floor. So we're opening up the right hip. Sit up nice and tall. So this is threaded needle. Release the tension in the pose. We unwind from the pose, set the right foot next to the left. So what we do on one side in yoga, we do on the other. So we draw the left leg in, grab a hold, draw it into the chest, and again we circle the ankle. Other direction. And now we come into threaded needle, taking the left over the right. Gentle compression. Yoga should never hurt. Release the tension in the pose. Set the left foot next to the right. Sorry, it's allergy season now. I want to rip my eyes out, rip my throat. Okay, we're going to go through some half salutes. So we're going to inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, fold forward. So you can lower your hands through prayer all the way down to the floor. And then inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. And then exhale, fold forward again. We rise up on the inhale, sweeping the arms overhead. And then exhale the hands to prayer. So that was one round of a half sun salute. We'll do two more. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. We exhale, fold forward again. We inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweep, rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer. So on the edge of the seat, we're going to step the right leg out to the right, and we're turning the foot out. We're going to take the left leg out to the left. This is a goddess leg, so we're opening up through the hips. So we'll come into full goddess, and we'll take the arms out, so elbows are about shoulder height. And we'll add a little flow. So we're going to take the right elbow down to the right thigh, left arm overhead to the right. We come back up to our goddess arms and change sides. Left elbow to thigh, right arm overhead. We come back to center. So that was one round, so we'll do two more. Right. We rise up. Left. Rise up. Right. Rise up. Left. Come back to our goddess pose. And now we'll flow from this pose, which is goddess, to chair pose. So we're going to step the right leg in, draw the right arm in, step the left leg and arm in, so coming into a variation of chair. And now we step the right leg out, left leg out, right leg in, left, right out, left out, right in, left in, right out, come into Vera 1, or high lunge. So we're gonna turn to the right. So you kind of scoot on your chair a little bit. So the right foot is gonna align underneath the right knee. And then your left leg is, we're gonna sweep it back. We're gonna turn the hips to the right and then sweep the arms overhead. Lower your left hand to your left hip and then sweep your right arm overhead. And rise back up. And we'll open to Vera 2. So the right arm's gonna reach to the right wall, left arm's gonna reach back behind. And we're gonna flow the arms. So we're gonna inhale, press the palms together overhead, and then exhale them back to Vera 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to surrender. So we're going to turn the right palm up. We're going to lower the left hand to the back of the left leg as we sweep the right arm up and overhead. And now we're going to come into simple side angle. So we're going to take the right elbow to the thigh. Take the left hand to your hip. You can stay here. You can take the left arm up to the sky or overhead. So now we'll flow this. So we're going to inhale, rise up and surrender. Exhale to your side angle. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. So we come back through our Vera 2. We take our hands to our hip creases, and now we spin it around to the other side. So left leg forward. So left knee over the left foot. We stretch the right leg back as best we can. We sweep the arms overhead. And now we lower the left hand to the hip. Reach the right arm overhead. I might have said it backwards before. I don't know. We come back to our Vera 1. And now we open to Vera 2. So left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. We inhale the arms overhead, pressing the palms. Exhale back to Vera 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We turn the left palm up, lean back and surrender. So right hand to the back of the right leg. And now we come forward into our simple side angle. So left elbow to thigh, right hand to your hip, to the sky or overhead. And now we flow. We inhale, rise up and surrender. Exhale to our side angle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale, rise up through your Vera 2. And again, take your hands to your hip creases. Now we're going to come back to the center. And we're going to come to a wide leg forward fold. So maybe you gather up your blocks. And again, you're sitting on the edge of the chair, but we don't want you, folding forward. And maybe we'll take the knees a little bit bent. And then take your hands forward. And you want to bend at your waist. So you're folding, like kind of hinging forward at your hips. And then take your hands to blocks underneath your shoulders. So you can decide, how low you go. There's, no comparison in yoga. individual person with their own individual abilities. There's no judgment, no comparison. From here, take your hands to your hip creases, engage your core, rise up to sitting, draw your legs together. So we're gonna change it up now. So we're gonna come into Dandasana, which is seated staff pose. So now the legs are straight out in front. They're hip width apart. Your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling as best you can. And we're gonna do the same thing. So again, we're gonna hinge, we're gonna inhale, maybe sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. So maybe your hands come to your legs, maybe they come to your feet, maybe they come to blocks. Lots of ways to practice. So this is Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. If your hands are on your legs or your feet, maybe you put them on top of the blocks. Bend your knees, draw your feet back underneath you, rise up to sitting. Now we're going to venture around to the back of the chair. So we're going to stand facing the back rest of the chair. So we're going to come into down dog. So you're going to rest your hands on the back of the chair and then walk your feet flat, back, so that your back is flat. Sometimes my thoughts get ahead of my words. So you're standing with your feet hip width apart, and then you're lowering your chest towards the floor, lifting up from the backs of the hips. So a nice deep side body stretch. And then to come out of the pose, you're going to bend your knees, step your feet towards the chair, rise up to stand. So we're going to go through some half salutes in standing. So you decide how you want to practice. You can turn to the side, keep one hand on the chair, or maybe back away from the chair and just know that it's there. We're going to inhale, sweeping the arms. Exhale, we hinge at the hips, fold forward. We inhale, halfway rise with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. And now we rise to stand, pressing the palms overhead. Exhale the hands to prayer. So this is a half salute in standing. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, sweep, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. If you're at home and this is scary, you can do these sitting in the chair like we did earlier. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, flat back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, sweep, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. So we're going to come a little bit closer to the chair so that you can rest your hands on it. And like we did earlier in practice, you're going to draw your right knee up to your chest. Hold here. So stand up nice and tall. And then maybe your right hand wraps around your right leg. Or not. You can keep holding the chair. From here, take your right leg out to the right. So this is Hasta Padangusthasana, obviously with the knee bent. And this is Hasta Padangusthasana, the leg out. We draw the right knee forward. lower it to the floor. And then we take both hands to your sides, palms turned forward, spread wide through your fingers, draw them down towards the floor as you draw the crown, the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Press through the feet, engage through the lower abdomen so you draw your belly button back towards your spine. This is Tadasana. And now we sweep both arms overhead, fingers still wide, and now the palms press towards one another, so we're just engaging energetically, but we're not moving. This is Tall Mountain. This is a little advanced, but if you'd like to try, you can pop up on your toes, so lift your heels and come into Tallest Mountain. We lower the heels, coming back through Tall Mountain, back to Mountain Pose, Tadasana. We release the tension in the body, the hands come back to the back of the chair, and now we draw the left knee up into the chest. Maybe taking one hand, the left hand around the left leg. And then finally taking the left leg out to the side, Hastapadipostasana B. Come back through center. We lower the left leg next to the right. And we'll come back through our Tadasana. Into our Tall Mountain. Maybe up into Tallest Mountain. Back to Tall Mountain. To Mountain Pose. Again, we release the tension in the body. We're going to step the right leg out to the right and turn it to the right wall. We're going to step the left leg back. So the right heel bisects the left instep. So these are our Viratu legs. So you can hold on to the chair and reach your right arm forward. If you feel stable, you can reach your left arm back. So again, we're gonna inhale, press the arms overhead, maybe straighten the right knee at the same time. And then exhale back to Viratu. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We take the hands to the hip creases. You can also hold the chair, and then we're going to swivel the feet to the other side. So left foot forward, knee over the foot, right leg back. Left heel bisects the right instep. You can hold the chair, reach the left arm forward. Maybe you reach the right arm back. And now we add our flow. We inhale, straighten the left knee, press the palms overhead. Exhale, back to Viratu. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, your hands to your hip creases or the back of the chair. We're going to come out of the pose. We're going to come back to sitting. Oh. No, sorry. The time just kind of flew away. We're almost ready for Shavasana. I think we're halfway through. Okay.
Quarter after.
into eagle pose. So we're gonna take the right leg and cross it over the left. If you're feeling groovy, you can take your right foot and hook it behind your left. No pressure, it's just an option. Take your arms out to the side and then draw them together. Take your right arm underneath your left. Cross your elbows. You can either take the back of the hands together or take your palms together. So this is Garudasana, eagle pose. And we're gonna inhale, take the arms and the gaze up. Exhale, draw your elbows in towards your abdomen. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. So this is seated eagle with cow and cat. We're going to unwind the arms. We're going to come back to our threaded needle. So we're going to take the right leg, open the hip. So again, the right foot and ankle are to the outside of the left knee. We're going to add a little bit of compression. So we had internal rotation of the hip, now we have external. Release the tension. Set the right foot next to the left. And now we take the left over the right. So you can just cross once and just let your left foot hang out. Or maybe you thread it behind the right. It's hard to do this with shoes on.
I know.
It's really awkward. We take the arms out, and now left beneath the right. Cross the elbows, back of the hands or the palms together. And then we inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more. Come back to sitting, we unwind the arms, we unwind the legs, coming back to our threaded needle. So opening up the left hip so the foot and ankle are free, and then maybe a gentle compression to the left leg towards the floor as we sit up nice and tall. We gently release the pose. We set the left foot next to the right. So sitting on the edge, we're going to take the left hand outside the, well, let's heel toe walk the feet together so we're stable. Take the left hand outside the right knee. Reach the right arm behind your back, maybe to your left hip. And then draw that right shoulder back so you open the entire right chest. We're going to unwind from the twist. We're going to inhale the right arm overhead. Exhale, lower it to the left knee, and then fold forward. Rise up to sitting. Press your elbows together. We're going to come back to those eagle arms. So now we take either the back of the hands or the palms together. We're going to make big circles. So we're going to take the elbows up and then over to the left, down, over to the right, up and over, 2, and 3. Come back to center, we lower the elbows, unwind the arms. So now we take the right hand outside the left knee, sweep the left arm back behind. Really work to open up the left chest. Maybe look over the left shoulder. unwind from the twist. We take the left arm up on the inhale. Exhale, lower to the right knee, fold forward. We rise up to sitting, keeping the elbows pressed together. Again, we come into our eagle arms. And now we take the arms up, over to the right, down, to the left, up, and over. For our strap. So you're going to take your strap and loop it around your right foot. So you can, if you sit on the edge of your chair, you're working a little bit harder. So if you've had enough, you can sit with your back against the chair. So you loop your strap underneath your right foot and then draw your right leg forward, straight, so straight. So this is Supta Pada Uttanasana A. So from here, you're trying to lift your right leg as high as you can with the knee straight while sitting tall. So maybe you transfer the belt to your right hand and you straighten your right arm. So it's easier to hold the strap if your elbow's straight. So we're stretching the hamstrings. And from here, we'll come back to that Supta Pada Uttanasana. We're seated now, but now the knee is straight and we're going to take the leg out to the side. So you're trying to keep your toes pointed up towards the ceiling. You don't want them turned out or in, but straight up. Trying to sit up nice and tall. We're going to draw the leg back towards center and then transfer the belt to your left hand. The right hand can hold the chair or your hip. And then maybe cross the right leg over the left. Just a little bit, but you should feel a really nice stretch to the outside of the right hip. So this is Supta Pada Uttanasana C. We come back to center. We lower the right leg. We change sides. So looping the strap underneath the left foot, we straighten the leg, and then you can hold the strap with your left arm straight, maybe take the leg a little higher, stretch the hamstring. You want to sit up nice and tall, you don't want to slouch back. We reach the left leg out to the left. So again, try to keep your toes pointed up. You're lifting the leg up as you're taking it out, so it's a hamstring stretch and an inner thigh. A lot of our yoga poses do double duty. Now we come back to center. We take the strap into the right hand. The left can lower to the chair or the hip. And we just, it's not a big movement. Take the left leg over the right. back through center. We release the left leg down. You can set the strap off to the side. So we'll try a little upper body strengthening. So you're gonna press down through your arms, and maybe your hips lift up. And then maybe you take your right leg up too. We lower the right foot, we lower the hips, release the hands, and then circle them. So just releasing the pressure in the wrists, one direction, maybe the other. And now we change sides, so hands to either side of the chair. We press through them, straighten the elbows, maybe the hips lift up, maybe you draw the left leg in. We lower the left foot, we lower the hips, again we release the hands. You can make circles, you can stretch them, you know, lots of different ways. All right, so let's actually grab the strap again. We'll come into cow face. Oh, we can do the whole thing. All right, so let's take the right leg, cross it over the left. Take the strap and place it on your left shoulder. Take your left arm up to the sky, bend the elbow, and then grab a hold of the strap. Take your right arm, thread it behind your back, and grab the other end of the strap. So in this pose, you're trying to work your hands towards one another without collapse. So you don't want to round through the upper back. You want to keep your body upright, and then maybe you're working your hands toward each other, or maybe you're just keeping them where they are. And if using the strap is too much, you can just hold your shirt. You could also just hold your hands and cheat, but it all works. Release the hands, release the tension, and then uncross the legs. So that was Gomukhasana, cow face pose. I have a lot of useless information for you all.
From soup to nuts.
Yep, exactly. So now we're going to change sides. We're going to take the left leg, cross it over the right. So if you're doing this in sitting, the legs get stacked. So the right leg's on the bottom, the left leg's on top. So now we take the right arm up to the sky, bend the elbow, grab a hold of the strap, reach the left arm behind the back. You can hold your shirt, maybe you find the strap, maybe you find your hand. It doesn't matter. It's not a contest. And yoga is just about making different shapes with the body. And our yoga practice it mirrors our life. So sometimes when we work on balance poses, we fall over. Well, it's just like life. You know, things don't always go right. What do? Get back up and try again. When we hold poses, it teaches us to be resilient, to persevere, try again. Release our cow face pose. We're going to come back to our threaded needle. So we're going to keep the hips forward in the chair and then lean back against the backrest. So if your left leg is still crossed over your right, I'm going to come back to that threaded needle shape. You can stay here, or if you have a little bit more, you can draw your right knee into your chest. You can hold the back of your thigh, or maybe the front of your shin. So we get a a deeper stretch. So you should feel it on the outside of the left hip. And then you can draw the toes back on both feet, which helps protect your knees. And then to release the pose, gently release your right leg, lower it to the floor. We come forward, we uncross the left, and we change sides. Coming into your threaded needle pose setup, then we sit back against the chair for balance, and then maybe draw the left leg up and in. You can hold the back of the thigh, the front of the shin. And then to release the pose, we lower the left foot to the floor. We come forward, we uncross the legs. We'll come into a forward fold. So in this pose, so if it's if you feel too congested, you can take your legs wide and then fold. As you fold forward, you want to take the crown, the top of your head towards the floor. So let your head go. Let your arms go. And maybe you hold opposite elbows. And then to come out of the pose, if your feet are wide, you can heel toe walk them together. You can take your hands to the front of your shins, press yourself part way up. Take your hands to the top of your thighs, press yourself all the way up. And then scoot your hips back to the chair. So we're going to come into our final meditation. But before we do, let's come into Baddha Konasana. So this may or may not work for you. This is bounded ankle pose. So I think it's a little easier for the shorter people in the room. Just guessing. So you take the bottoms of your feet together and with any luck up on the chair. And then you could hold your toes, your ankles, your feet, and then use your forearms and elbows to press your legs towards the mat. If doing it both at a time doesn't work, you can do it one at a time. We'll release the pose, so releasing the tension, lowering the feet to the mat. Coming back to where we started, so all the way back in the chair, legs hip distance, hands on the thighs or the knees, close the eyes, lower the gaze. Come back to your breath. So you can practice the Durga breath, the three-part breath, inhaling through the abdomen, the ribs, the collarbones, exhaling to heart center. Or the box breath where you breathe to account the 4 parts of the inhale, the hold after the inhale, the exhale, the hold after the exhale. Recall the intention that you set for yourself at the start of practice, your affirmation, your prayer. quote is from Rumi. Be like a river in generosity and giving help. Be like a sun in tenderness and pity. Be like night when covering others' faults. Be like the dead when furious and angry. Be like the earth in modesty and humbleness. Be like a sea in tolerance. Be as you are. Lower your feet to the floor, draw your hands together at the space of your heart, so thumbs touching your breastbone. Inhale. joining me in practice today. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So when it gets noisy during Shavasana and you're trying to meditate, one strategy is to work to ignore the sound that's outside the room as best you can. Any questions?